What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Iden Blue list that recently won, and I'm sure the first thing that stands out to you is that we have Administrator's Tower in here instead of the blue 30 HP base. And so everything is exactly the same about the list except I switched out the base. And basically, um, that's because it makes Spark of Rebellion cost 2 cheaper and Vigilance costs 2 more. But otherwise, the deck is exactly the same. But before we get started with the deck tech today, I did want to talk about the channel a little bit. So the whole purpose of this channel is to eventually someday help pay for my daughter's college. And basically everything that I'm hopefully when I'm able to get to the point where I can make a little bit of income off of this, that's the plan. So what I'm going to be doing to try to, I'm trying to get at least 2 videos out a week, which is not always easy, having a full-time job and then being a dad, and I have very little time to make videos. And as you can tell, I used to do Magic content as well, but it's just way too hard to concentrate on 2 games. Like it's so much easier to focus on 1 game at a time when you're as busy as I am. But so what I'm going to be doing to try to, you know, some things that I like that other channels have done is I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I get to 500 subscribers. So I was fortunate enough to get a good amount of cards early on before prices went crazy. So I'm going to be giving away an Avenger and a Superlaser Blast to the winner, and then some other cards to go with it. Some, less expensive cards, and then I'm going to be giving away a Devastator and a Fet's Fire Spray to another person, with some more cards as well once I get to 500 subscribers. So please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate. Like I said, the goal is to hopefully someday have over 10,000 subscribers. I just started this channel like really focusing on it maybe like 2 months ago, I would say, and it's grown a lot in those 2 months. But I really like how some channels give away things to people that are loyal and have been loyal from the beginning. So I figure I definitely want to reward those people that have been supportive of me early on and appreciate the content. And because it really does take a lot of effort to do this. It's kind of like a second job, or really a third job, because taking care of my daughter is the second job. And then again, I'm going to be doing another giveaway at 1,000. And I'm going to be giving away a Darth Vader to the winner and some cards, and then a Boba Fett to the other winner and some cards. So definitely just trying to promote the channel, but also like help people get into the game that like the game or weren't able to get cards, and just kind of, do my part to help out the community and to help it grow as much as I can, and give people opportunity. So the way that'll work is like once I get to 500 subscriptions, for example, I'll post a video or something where you could just kind of make a comment, and everybody who's subscribed that makes a comment, I'll put it into a raffle and use like a random number generator to assign the winners for that. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that for a second. And so hopefully like by the end of this year, we could be, what are we at, May? I definitely think before the end of this year I could be at 1,000, but that would be really nice. Again, I'm going to do another reward at 2,500 subscriptions, but that would, if I were to get to 2,500 by the end of the year, I mean that would be pretty amazing, having just really started focusing on this a couple months ago. But it's possible, but definitely need your support. So I mean, if you watch these videos and you like my content, please, I greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into this deck tech. So I really did like this list. As I was testing it though, I kind of just felt like, I've played Vader Blue where you don't have double blue aspect, and I was kind of just like, why not just switch it to yellow and just make Spark cost 4 instead? Because Spark is in there strictly for control matchups, and I would imagine like Boba as well, it's helpful. I mean, against aggro, you're just resourcing it, And I think you have a very favorable matchup against aggro already. You're getting so much life in this deck. Like, I don't think you care about Vigilance costing 6, is the theory. And then I really like Bounty Hunter Crew in the sideboard, but I like that this makes it cost 6 instead. So obviously against aggro, you're bringing in Devotion and make an opening to just have more life gain than you already have. You're taking out the sparks and probably like, I don't know, one or two Avengers because you only really need the one at the end of the game. But so just in case you're not familiar with how Iden works, so basically if an enemy unit was defeated this phase, you get to heal 1 damage from your base. So typically you don't do that too early in the game because you want to initiative to keep removing things as the game goes on, and especially if you're playing against aggro and they go a little wider, then you're going to use that action, or especially if you lost the initiative, then you might as well use that action as long as you've removed something. And then when Iden flips, it's a 4/4 with a shield, which for 6 resources is not that strong. But what really worked for me with Iden and Iden Green in particular was I used Gideon with Iden so that whenever I remove something, I got to pump up all my units. So, you use Childsen as the sentinel to kind of hold down the fort and protect everybody, and then you can just like use Gideon to pump up all of your units, your Childsen to make it stronger, your Iden to make it not die. Because when it's on the board, it's amazing if it can stick, because every time your opponent's units die, you gain a life. And if you have Gideon out in the Iden Green deck, at least you get everything gains one thing gets +1/+1 counters. So that's why I really liked Gideon. But in this particular version, he's just playing like very much reactive control. So, but yeah, so you can kind of see as the game develops, like you gain a ton of life with Iden. But this control is definitely different than the Vader blue list that I posted a couple weeks ago. This is very much like you're just reacting to the board. You're not really being proactive like my Vader blue list was, where you're using Gideon and killing things and your units are getting stronger, and um, that's just more my style. But I did want to just play their style minus switching the base around, just to kind of show you how these kind of decks work and see if this kind of thing works for you. It just won a 5K. I'm not a, was it a 5K or 4K? It won a K. So I think it was a 4K. But, and I think the strategy is just like win game 1 and then you're good to go. Like, because game 1 is going to take 20 to 30 minutes at least. So by the time, you're not going to be able to finish game 2. And you're mentally exhausting your opponent is the other strategy that you're doing here, because you're just reacting to what they do. So they play a ground unit, you play a Chilson. They play a space unit, you play a system patrol craft or a takedown. Or you play an entrenched if you don't have anything up in space to stop them from attacking your base. Like it's very just much like they try to do something and you like, no, like you can't. It's not today. But basically, you're just telling them no over and over and over again. And it's extremely frustrating for your opponent. I would say this deck's biggest weakness is going to be like Sabine Yellow or Leia, like where you're just like the deck is just so aggressive and goes wide and then plays like Falcon. So that's going to be a tough card to play against because it, just gives them that extra oomph. Sneak attack is a tough card to play against. So Sabine Yellow is probably one of the tougher matchups. I've seen Leia lists that play Falcon and sneak attack as well. In my earliest video, one of my earliest videos on Leia, I had Falcon in there as like the top end where it costs 5, but it was like, why not? He swings in right away, so it just felt really good. But I would imagine those are your tougher matchups. So I'll try to get matched up against aggro, like a super aggro deck, to see if we can withstand it, even with the change of Vigilance costing 6. As far as like the control mirror, that's like a 30 30-minute game at least. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I feel like doing that. I might, but that like when you're trying to record content on limited time, like a 30-minute game when I could record 4 or 5 games in 30 minutes with other decks is like I don't know. But basically in that game you're trying to outlast your opponent. You're using the Spark of Rebellions to take away their restocks so that they can't keep cycling their Vigilances back in their deck. Because you're basically trying to mill each other out. So Spark of Rebellion becomes really important in that matchup so you can take away their restocks so that they can't keep using Vigilance to mill you. And so that you guys don't have endless, an endlessly long game. So again, that's where the yellow base comes into play to make Spark cheaper. So you can play Spark plus something else later in the game, ideally. But I mean, those matchups, I would imagine, are incredibly, incredibly boring. And I mean, you can imagine what it's going to be like if I play against Vader Blue. So I don't really need to do that to show how this deck works. I think it's more interesting to watch this deck versus like mid-range and aggro, which is what I'm going to try to showcase today. But otherwise, it's very similar to Vader Blue. Mostly the same cards. The biggest card that's different is Cargo Juggernaut and Spark of Rebellion. Everything else is the same, just about. I mean, there's not any Palpatine or Force Chokes, of course, but the Cargo Juggernaut is just like an additional way of gaining life. So same turn as Vigilance with this version that I'm playing, which you could argue I think it's really doesn't make a huge difference. But that's the whole point, is to see if it does, right? Otherwise, I play Bombing Run in my Vader Blue. Like I said, Gideon and Bombing Run. And I'm going to be honest, if I were to play this deck, I would probably play Gideon just because I want to be more proactive. But again, today we're just going to kind of look at his list and just kind of see how it performs and things like that. But let's get into a couple games here. I'm probably not going to do too many games because they take a while with a control deck like this. But let's see how it performs. No mulligan. Trying to think here. Let's get rid of one Entrenched for sure, and I guess one Avenger because it's later in the game. I think we're gonna play unit first. I think I like both of these. Okay. Probably getting rid of the Stormtrooper, Death Trooper. I don't know if that's the right choice. I'm just expecting like things like Falcon, so I just want to be prepared for Falcon. Okay, well that even better. So he can let me draw. Cool. I'll take that all day. I'll take the 4 damage and the 3 cards. All every day. Choose a card at the top. That can go to the bottom. I like Childsen all day. Not sure why he didn't try to kill me there. That might have been a mistake. Okay, so now we just stay out of space. For now. Use the Search Your Feelings for like a board wipe here soon. Okay. You can Vanquish the bigger wing leader next turn. Okay. That is the card we do not need. So we're just going to Vanquish the thing that represents the most damage here, I think. To our face. All right. Heal 1. Next turn we smuggling compartment. Ready a resource. Interesting. That's actually smart. We have a Superlaser Blast in a couple turns, so I'm not too worried about this. We also have Iden coming out next turn. He can Saboteur it and kill it though, so that is something to consider not bringing it out for. And a Childsen as a 6/6 is pretty disgusting. We can do Power of the Dark Side here, and I'm Your Father, or just do Vigilance. I'm gonna pass on this card right now. I mean, if we do this, we just gain back to life. He gets in for 7, go up to 8. I think that's fine. Which one do we care more about? I guess this one, and then gain 5. Yeah, so we take our 7. Okay, we're gonna take 9, but we... Yeah, that's fine. So next turn we can Childsen, I Am Your Father. Draw 3 cards and then just blow up the board. Yeah, so there's the 9 we took. Okay. I don't think we want... I think this in a couple turns is actually a good thing against them, so... Let's just get rid of that. Let's go I Am Your Father on red 2. Let's start there. The reason that we do that, yes, is so that in case he gets another iteration, now we can actually just Entrenched something else. See what he swings in with here. Guessing he swings in with Cassian. That'd be the smartest thing, but we'll see. He swung in with that, okay. So we're just gonna Entrench Cassian. So we have so many options going to these next few turns. This game is a doozy. We haven't killed anything, have we? Yeah. He could have a falcon here, which is bad. Yep. We want him to overcommit to the board though. That's like amazing for us. Just like play all your cards. I mean, sure, he could play double falcon here and get to 25, but I still think we're fine. Okay, yeah. Play all of it. Alright, we are getting rid of Death Trooper. So how many Falcons have we seen? One, okay. Board is cleared. The 9 resources next turn. So we can do a few things. We also can deploy our boy here. Bring him out after the Superlaser Blast turn. So it depends on what he does here. If he plays a second unit, I should have done his action ability. I don't know why I didn't do that. I meant to do that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Didn't realize it was much. It was it was on me. I thought he was gonna play something else. Second Avenger. Do we need 2 Avengers? It's not the worst thing ever. Do we need second Childsen? I like Cargo, so we could do Cargo power the dark side here. Kind of cool with that. I don't think we need this card. Let's see what he does first. He did that. Okay. Well, that's an easy choice. Just the big boy. I'm not sure why he played Rallying the Cry there. Falcon is nice. Good for you. Okay. Totally fine. With that, up to 24. So we definitely have to watch out for a surprise strike. But, I mean, we're just going to attack him with Avenger. So, that is the plan. Get rid of probably 3rd Childsen, I guess. We don't need 3 of them. Oh, he didn't pay for that. Okay. So then we're gonna play Cargo and gain some more life. Change of heart. Okay. Cool. Nice try. Good thing I have a second one on lock. Change of heart was sneaky. A sneaky card. But that's why I Am Your Father is so good, because he just said no both times and we just had it ever since. Like, that's do not want control to have a huge hand versus you. Okay. Claim the initiative, see what he does. If he gets rid of Falcon, we just play Avenger. I don't know, actually I don't know if we play Avenger again because I want him to spend his resources first. I don't want to get change of hearted again. Okay, so we can just play Takedown here. So we're going to be at 11 resources. So we can go Takedown and have 8 resources left. Let's just get rid of Viper Pro Droid. Telling you this Falcon. Kill something with 5 remaining HP. Okay. That's the card that keeps being a problem, right? And if he change our hearts us again, we just vanquish it. At this point, I don't see why that would be a good thing, though. Yep. Exactly why. Could play Childsen here and just have a 6/6. That doesn't feel bad. Because it doesn't have Saboteur, so. And that works out for me because then I get to keep my unit and I have to kill it and I get it back at the end of the turn. Yep. Yeah, I definitely played that correctly. I mean, I don't think it would have been active anyways. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I want to keep paying the claiming the initiative. Okay, he can't draw because he didn't do anything. I don't think we need 2 of these. I want to just spark a rebellion. Just take his best card. I think that's a good choice. Alright, what's his best card? Black one is pretty good. Waylay is good. I mean, what is he really doing here? Playing Dodonna? Yeah, I mean, I have an answer for all these. What did he do? Give a non-leader. Oh, okay. Sure. It's fine. Either way, I'm still going to do the action because I want him to play units so that I can kill them. Oh, okay. But he took away the shield on that? Sure. Do we just play another Childsen? He's not going to have another... Yeah, we know he doesn't have another change of heart here, so... For 4, and then do I have enough to play anything else? No. So we're just gonna attack. Okay, sure. Guess we just play Childsen now. And then we play 6/6 on board. And then, I mean, that puts it lethal next turn unless he has a way to deal with it, so. Okay. 'Okay. 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 ' I'd rather just claim the initiative and just kill that with the Vigilance for 6. Okay, he waylays that, sure. That's an answer. But we got rid of all of his entire hand, and that's why he wanted that black one so bad. Because he's gonna, at a certain point, he gets rid of his whole hand and then he drops it. So, not today. Not today. So we could do Cargo Vigilance here and just like pour salt on the wounds. Feels pretty good. Just keep avoiding these Viper Probe droids as much as I can. I'm kind of nervous to play Avenger now. Change of Heart's really good in this situation. Yield defeat. I mean, that's gotta be salt on the wound. We still have a Vanquish too for anything that's a big threat that comes down. That's not really anything. Not too worried about that. See what he does though. He has another unit of some sort. Okay. Good game. Well, I didn't realize I had game. Yeah, I mean, that's how these games go. Like, it's just me just sitting around killing things until my opponent just essentially just runs out of gas. For me personally, it's not my style of control. I like to win a lot faster than 20 minutes. To be honest, like, it gets incredibly boring after a while. It's for very specific players that enjoy this kind of control, where they're like in complete control. It's like, how do I say this nicely? It's like for people who got bullied when they were a kid. I actually did get bullied as a kid, but that's why I enjoy control a little bit. But this kind of control is like, I don't know, it's like you like enjoy making other people suffer a little bit, to be honest. Like the other controls that I like to play, like Iden Green, for example, same leader, very different deck. It's much more aggressive. Like you play Gideon and Vader and you win the game a lot faster. I really I get the strategy behind this deck, besides just having to be able to enjoy this kind of play style. But it's, you know, especially in tournaments, it's like you just win the game. You win game one, and that's all you need, right? But again, to me, that's just not that enjoyable. Like I said, you have to really enjoy making your opponent suffer a little bit, because it's not fun for them when everything they do gets destroyed or dealt with, or you gain life every time they try to make a move. Like, it's just, it's not enjoyable. But that's why you have to have answers for these kind of decks, because there's going to be people that play these. Like I said, I enjoy some control for sure. Like I like Vader Blue a lot, but I don't. But again, my Vader Blue list is not the same as the one. I don't play Entrenched. I don't just sit around and wait till Superlaser Blast. Like I play Gideon and Bombing Run and things that help me become stronger so that I can win the game quicker. It's more like proactive control. This is like very much just like reactive control until you exhaust your opponent. And that, again, that's for very specific people. Super aggro, like Sabine Yellow, just beats the crap out of this deck. So, if you don't want to lose to this deck, just play like the best aggro deck. And I mean, the reason that he even had a chance against me is because of Falcon. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had a chance. Not a chance. There's no way. No way. No way. Anyways. Okay, up against a Sabine Green here with 3 HP. We have Entrenched, we have Power, we have Dark, so we have Spark. Do I like to mulligan? No. Okay, we're gonna get rid of Spark here, and I really don't want to get rid of Laser Blast. Cargo for now. make sure that they can't attack. I hate power the dark side. I wish it was... I mean, I guess we could have just claimed the initiative, right? Probably been the smarter play. Because then we could just power the dark side that up next turn. Childsen's really good. I think we get rid of Avenger here. Yeah. I guess they could have claimed the initiative though if I didn't do that, so let's just do this. It's fine. It's fine. Still Childsen has a 5/5 next turn if we want to. Entrenched is always one of those cards that like just, I don't know how to describe it. It just it's a hard card to play. Trollcraft's pretty good here. I think we're just gonna play that. If he wants to like give it a rebel or something or that, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. So either way, he gets in for... Ooh, he snuck in another one, okay. Well, that's nice for him. But I'm glad he played that down before we played Childsen, so... Well, I'm sorry, he made our system patrol class lose its sentinel, so... Got him for more damage there. Good for him. Are we just playing Childsen here, or are we playing Takedown? I think Childsen's as a 5/5 is pretty just. Laser Blast is still a ways off, but I feel like they're already going so wide that we're gonna need to do that. Next turn we could go. Yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice but to play Childsen here. We could take down the... Yeah. We could do that, but... I think I made a mistake early on by playing that Entrenched. That was silly. Silly mistake. Okay. So... Definitely going there. We're gonna lose the patrol craft anyways. So at least takes one more unit off the board. For a cause, okay. Of course he has that. But we at least slowed him down a little bit here. Next turn we can Vigilance for sure. Is the plan for 6. So we'll see if it felt better for it to be 4 if we have like an Entrenched or something that we could have played. I guess technically it might have been a turn where we played Vigilance and Entrenched the same turn. We can Entrench the red 3. So that it's not a threat anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and heal one. Okay. Oop. We're just claiming the initiative. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna Vigilance for 6 here on the red 3. Gain 5 life. Okay. Down to 11. Alrighty. I'm gonna pull this bad boy. Well, we're gonna heal first. Sorry. Take our 3. Heal. Definitely gonna kill that. Lose our shield, but that's fine. Claim initiative. 13 damage, okay. So far, play isn't really mattering too much. Okay, Vanquish, Takedown, Takedown. System Patrol Craft. I think at this point we're just going to be removing things, right? Especially because we have to play Superlaser Blast, so... Gonna go Iden into Battlefield Marine. I will totally take that all day. Gonna pass to him. Just get him to play a unit. Play a takedown. And claim the initiative. And our opponent is running out of gas. Don't need restock. A couple Superlaser Blasts here. I think we can just... Honestly, let's just take our 2. I'm not too worried about 2 damage where I wouldn't need to use a takedown or something, so I'm just gonna pass. Okay, we took our 2. He doesn't have anything that can ready immediately because it's playing green, so just claim the initiative here. Next turn we can Vanquish, Takedown, or just Superlaser Blast, depending on how wide he goes. He's representing 3 damage right now. Okay. I think we'll just take down and hold up a Vanquish. For 1 from R2. Okay. We could probably just play I Am Your Father here and see what he says. If he says no, then we draw 3 cards. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Love that card. Okay, they're just gonna claim the initiative. Oh, he saved the laser blast. I'm sorry, saved the R2 so he could play it again. Is there any that we want to restock here? Can get like Vigilance. Takedown. I think we just want to claim the initiative. Could heal 1 too. Couldn't we? Yeah, we could. If we heal 1, we're just gonna... Why is this a 3/6? Am I missing something? I don't understand why I would say 3. I think we can afford to heal though. Get him to play the R2, claim the initiative, yeah. Why are the units coming in stronger? Is there something I'm missing here? Okay, they're fine now, okay. Gonna be at 10 here, so we can play Cargo, or we can just play Superlaser Blast. Entrenched. I really don't think we need restock, but let's just get rid of restock. Alright, we just could also just play Cargo, I'm Your Father, and do the same thing. Gain 4 life. Oh, we don't have a blue unit though. Vanquish, I Am Your Father. I mean, or just Superlaser Blast. Entrenched the next unit, or double Superlaser Blast. So then next turn we could play Death Trooper into Cargo. We just take 1 if we vanquish this. I think let's do that. Okay. Okay. Do thing. Get him to say no. Sure. Love it. Just need to find our Avenger. Where's our Avengers at? Okay, so we're definitely blowing up next turn. Now that he's gone pretty wide and he is threatening a good amount of damage. Spark is not that bad actually. Here, we're getting close to where Spark might be helpful. So here we can Superlaser Blast Death Trooper. Hurt Your Feelings is good too. Entrenched. I'm not sure we even want Entrenched. Unless they play a big unit that's a pain in the butt. We have 3 Superlaser Blasts. Okay. What are we getting rid of here? Are we getting rid of anything? I kind of want to be at 12. 12 to 13 resources ideally, so. Childsen is definitely not bad as a 6/6, but we need to blow up the board first. Search Your Feelings is good for finding an Avenger to close the game out, finally. I think we're just going to get rid of this and play a unit after we blow up the board. That's one of the great things about I'm Your Father. You just... Well, we did get rid of it, didn't we? Get him to play a ground. Okay, we just claim the initiative again. Alright, what are we getting rid of here? Don't think we need 2 of these. Now we can get an Avenger. So we blow up the board. For Cause is a card. I think he's used 2 of those now, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to... Could just play Spark here. Doesn't seem bad, does it? Fleet. Nice. That was nice. So we didn't have to use it though. Doesn't really matter if we claim the initiative at this point? No. Okay. Childsen's an option here, Death Trooper's an option. We can get rid of 1 Childsen. If he plays a cheaper unit, we're gonna play this. For a Cause, nice. That's a very good draw for him. So we played Death Trooper and Cargo now. Unfortunately. 3, 6, 3, okay. Okay, we're just gonna go, we definitely need to play Cargo. Can we play Childsen and Cargo? Yes, we can. Just show him a couple of sweet things. Make it 6/6. Start taking over the game. Cool. If he attacks in, great. If he doesn't, then we are going to Vigilance Fleet Lieutenant immediately. I think we're probably at a place now where we don't really want to get rid of much. I don't think so. Okay, he did that. He did the thing. Play another cargo. Not a bad idea, just to kind of get out of range. Yeah. Okay, now we play Vigilance. Oof. God. Ridonkulous. Oh, good game. Yeah. I know, man. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's 2 matchups in a row where my opponent, you know, the worst part about it, I think, the part where I was talking about, like, it's like you enjoy watching your opponent suffer. It's like, because they really start to think that they can win. And you're just sitting there like, you're not going to win, man, the whole time. So far, Vigilance at 6 has not really mattered. I think it's fine. And I like Spark at 4. Because, again, aggro is your easier matchup, so like you're fine. But against like control, you want Spark to be a little cheaper, and you want Bounty Hunter to be a little cheaper because it makes that matchup better. So this is how I would play it. That's gonna do it for as far as the matches for this video, because that took 40 minutes just to play those 2 games. Like I said, I'm not someone who has a ton of time, so. But just to like look at this, like, so I can't remember how much damage he had now. I want to say it was like 17. Why does that keep popping up? So 21, 24, yeah, we would have won next turn, so. We didn't even need Avenger. The game would have been a lot quicker if we'd found Avenger sooner. But, yeah, I mean, pretty much once he finally, like, put several units on the board and we laid down the Superlaser Blast on like turn 10 or whatever it was, he couldn't really recover from that. So, I mean, if we make it to a Superlaser Blast turn, our chances of winning are like 95%, I would say, against aggro. As long as they're not like at like a damage point where they could get 2/4 causes, I believe in. So, but yeah, so kind of post game. Again, so this is the type of control if you enjoy just not playing a lot of units, just responding to your opponent, gaining a bunch of life, just kind of sitting back. Game 1, you saw how I brought out Iden like 2 turns after Superlaser Blast to kind of close the game out and gain life. This particular game I had to bring Iden out sooner because we needed to deal with the pressure our opponent was putting on early. So that's kind of how that goes sometimes. The Vigilance at 6, like I said, it felt fine. I've played Vigilance at 6 in other control decks and it feels fine. And they have less life gain than this deck does, so I don't think that this switch makes a big difference. Obviously, you know, the next question is, well, why don't you change cards around? Definitely, and I'm working on one of those lists for the future, an Iden yellow list, where you use like, you incorporate other cards like Fet's Fire Spray and Cunning. But that's really, it starts to become a different deck though. And I just kind of wanted to show this deck and how this deck works, because really switching the color of the base did not matter at all. It's still the same deck. I didn't play against any control decks, but like I said, I didn't want to spend 45 minutes playing a control mirror matchup and getting my Spark of Rebellions at 4 cost versus 6, so I could mill my opponent out first. It's not an enjoyable game to watch. We could all do more enjoyable things than watch a control mirror. But not a lot to say about this other than it's just, obviously it's a very good deck. It's definitely for a specific type of player. You definitely need to have more experience with control. I played, when did I start playing control? Probably like 2.5 years ago. I played it for like a year straight after that. But I didn't play this kind of control. I still played more more of a proactive control where I was trying to finish the game in 10 minutes as opposed to 20, like where I'm attacking in and being more aggressive. So, but if you have any questions about control in general, feel free to ask me. I have a ton of experience playing control. I played control in Magic for, like I said, a year straight, and then I still played it off and on for the past year and a half. So, but I just try to get into other things as a year straight of one deck, it gets boring after a while. So, but one thing I will say too is like to become a better aggro player, you need to play control. To become the best version of an aggro player, you want to play control because then you understand what the control player is trying to do against you. And really, like as a content creator, like I've played most of the popular decks in Star Wars so far, probably like 10 of them, pretty intensely. And I can tell you right now that the 3 decks that I would play, depending on what I thought I was going to see, are going to be probably Vader blue. Then I would say Luke green. And then I would say Sabine yellow. Those are the 3 decks that I feel like have the most well-rounded matchups against everything. And the decks that I feel most confident in my ability to play them. I think Luke green is just starting to like get big results, and I think that's because people are figuring out how good it is, and they're getting the list honed in. I think my most recent list that I posted on the top contender video is, and I put 3 Spark Rebellion on the side, and I can post that list here. But this list has just felt so good against. It has good matchups against everything. It has a chance in every single game. Then I would say, Vader blue. Obviously, like if you play control. For me, I just like it 'cause it's more proactive, and my list I have Gideon and stuff like that to be more proactive, which I really enjoy Gideon. Actually, 2 of my Iden 2 players told me that they got top 4 and won a 50-person tournament with my Iden green list. So if you want to check that out, that is a fun deck too. That's another deck I would consider. I just haven't touched it in a while, and but I would definitely tweak it a little bit, like put a couple of resupplies in, not resupplies, recruits in there, just to find certain things. But that's another deck that I would consider because it is more of a proactive control, more of like a mid-range proactive control type deck. I would say that deck's more mid-range though than control. And then the other deck that I would consider is Boba Cunning. So really 5 decks. But just because Boba Cunning is a nuisance to deal with. Its biggest weakness is not gaining life though. So that's why I go back to Luke, because Luke gains life as well as being a nuisance with shields, as well as having U-wing and home 1 for replenishing the board, and then also having just the ability to be aggressive. Just a really fun deck. And then, your redemptions and your vigilance and things like that, like it just usually beats aggro probably like 70% of the time. And you have a good sideboard for aggro too, so cards that you bring in that can help it even more, like devotion and things like that. So, well, I think devotion's in the main board though, or you bring in reinforcement walkers as another card and take out like home 1, because reinforcement walker gains you life upon coming in, and then you would bring in vigilance, the 3rd vigilance. So anyways, but I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Definitely a different style of playing. It's only for certain people, and then definitely, like I said, please like and subscribe so I can get to that 500 number to start off, and I will keep you posted once we get closer to that about the details of the giveaway and stuff. But y'all have a good one, and peace out.